Hi everyone, it's Rachel with Rachel's Super Cute Creations, and we are here today to make some faux Polaroid embellishments, Polaroid picture embellishments. And so we're going to start today by using some digital printables to help us, and then I'm going to just move this up just a little bit. There we go. And then from there, we're going to use some pages that I did some mixed media on, and we're going to do a little more modern twist like this. So the first thing you need to do is just decide what size your square is going to be, or it's actually a little bit of a rectangle. And then from there, you want about 1/4 of an inch on each side in the top and about 1/2 inch on the bottom. So we're going to make some today. These little squares are 2 inches wide by about 2.5 inches long. And we're using the square side or the rectangle size today for the actual white part. Should be 2.5 wide by 3.25 long. So 2.5 wide, 3.25 long. So you're just going to go and you're going to cut a strip of, and this is just regular white cardstock. And I'm going to go to 2.5, cut my strip. And then I'm going to go to 3.25 and I'm going to cut. Now I can get 2 out of each strip with this little piece left over. So if I wanted to make some mini ones, I could do that. If you have any 1-inch squares or 1.5-inch squares, these would be really cute as well. But I'm going to set those to the side for right now. And I've already pre-cut squares for us to work with today. So here's the squares. And here are the images. These images are vintage sewing. They're by Calico Collage. And we're just going to use these. And I pulled out some buttons that I thought we could use along with it. The only other thing that I'm using for these are, I still have some of these Big Chats by Tim Holtz, and I'm going to be using these today too. I need to use them up, so they're out here. I'm going to use an all-purpose glue stick. And I will be using fabric tack when I'm adding any buttons or embellishments. So let's get started. So I'm going to put a piece of paper down so I can use it for gluing. The other thing that you don't have to do this, but I am going to use distress ink. So I'm just going to go around these images real quick and distress all of the images. And the nice thing about Calico Collage images is she already has the distressing around them. So I'm just going around the white part from where I cut it and sort of just covering that up a little bit. And this digital print comes in ATC size cards, and I just shrunk them a little bit when I went to print them so that I could get them more this size. That's the other nice thing about when you purchase printables is they don't always have to be that size. You can put them, because they're PDF, you can make them smaller. Or you can make them larger if you want just one of these images larger. When you enlarge them though, sometimes the quality is not as good. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side. And I'm going to get out our little white pieces. So from here, all you're going to do now is just take your glue stick and you're going to just get some glue. And you want to put quite a bit on there because you don't want these to come off. You're going to go down about 1/4 of an inch. And you're just going to put your image on there. And you want it straight. I didn't get mine on there straight, so we're going to adjust it a little. Well, there we go. Make sure you get it down and just set it to the side. So I'm just going to do these really quick. What can you use these for? Well, these can be used for journaling cards. You can journal on the back of them. You can use them as pockets, so you can put them into your junk journal and glue them down on 3 sides and tuck things in the top. You can glue them down on 2 sides and tuck things behind them. So they can be used for quite a few things. For those of you who are into scrapbooking, they can be used for embellishments on pages. If you have cards, if you're going to send a card to somebody. So I have a good friend who loves sewing, loves vintage sewing stuff. So I could take one of these and just fold a piece of cardstock, maybe craft color, and put one of these on the front and just stamp happy birthday or write happy birthday. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And you don't have to be perfect. If you don't get them absolutely perfect, it's not that big of a deal. These are handmade embellishments, so people will forgive you. So you can see it doesn't take long. I did cut these and prep them a little bit before I turned the camera on, but other than that, you know, we're about 6 minutes in, and I did a lot of talking before putting these together. And we are almost done with these. Okay. So one more we're going to put down, and then I'm going to show you the mixed media one while those are drying a little bit. So if you like to play with mixed media at all, or you have some spray pages, or let's say you don't have that, maybe you just have some scrapbook paper. You can also make a faux Polaroid picture with these, just like I did with this right here. And I did layering. So this one has the mixed media behind it. It has a piece of gold wrapping that I glued down, has a punched out butterfly, and this is a piece of washi tape. And then of course I added this bling here. So if you have this, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to cut whatever size square you want, rectangle, excuse me. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, except this time, and I wanted to show you on this one, I actually took a silver Sharpie marker and went around this. You can do whatever you want. We're going to stamp on this one. So I'm going to grab my black ink real quick. And I'm just using Tuxedo Black by Mementos. And I'm not a master stamper. So I'm going to take this. And I'm going to just stamp this image on here. There we go. So see, I now have this on here. So from there, I'm going to ink around the edges just like I would have done on any of the other ones. And that stamp was wet still. Geez, I should have waited a few seconds. That's okay. And we're going to let that dry a minute. On this one, I'm going to just take, I have a piece of ephemera here, which is just a ticket that I stamped out. I'm going to take and just age this up a little bit. And I'm going to add that. And we now have another picture of a ticket. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And this was just made from scrapbook paper. And I just did the mixed media on top. Now for the mixed media ones, I pretty much leave them white like this. I'll show you, I did age these a smidge. I put a little bit of inking around the edge. All right. So And that ink you can see came off right here a little bit. Because I used mixed media, it's taking a little bit to dry. If I wasn't on camera, I would get my drying gun out and dry that. All right, so we're gonna set these two to the side. We're gonna pull out these that we had, and I'm just gonna give them just a very quick wipe over with my inker. I want them to be white because a Polaroid picture is white, but because this is vintage, I want to give it just a little bit of a vintage look. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then you absolutely can leave these like they are. Like this one, I just left as it is, but we're going to get out those words from Tim Holtz. Now, let's just say you don't have any Tim Holtz big chat words. Open up your computer, type some words that you want into Microsoft Word or whatever word processing you have, and use those. They can be used the same way. You don't have to go out and buy stickers if you don't have them. I need to just use mine up because I have so many, and they're starting to get where I have to put glue on the back of them because they don't want to stick. So it's time. It's time for them to be used on projects. All right. I think I've had them for, I don't know, a few years. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close my ink up now. And I'm going to close my glue stick up, and I'm going to get out my Fabri-Tac. So from here, I'm just going to add a little button on each one. Put a little bit of Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to pull out the pink in her dress. So I'm just going to add this little button on here. And then I'm going to go over to my big chat, and I'm going to find a word. So I like the word kindness. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this. And there we go. So there's one embellishment done that quickly. Same thing, I'm going to come on here, put a little dot of glue, add a button. And these are all different because I'm adding different buttons. And I'm going to add, remember. And this one I'm going to do a little bit crooked so it gives it a different look. This one, because it's pretty plain, it just has a sewing machine on there, I'm going to use this big vintage button on there. And let's do, oh, I don't want to take a ton of time looking at these. How about Dreamer? So these little faux journaling cards, I just think are so cute. They don't take a lot of time to make. You could make up a whole bunch of these and on any theme that you wanted and send them to somebody. And they're just cute. I'm going to add family to this one. Because this one right here reminds me of my grandmother. So I'm going to add that one. So say family. Add this cute little pink button right here. And look, we just quickly made these adorable little cards. Okay, so let's kind of finish up these. So these ones I'm not going to ink. I don't think they need to be inked. But I do want to add something to them. So this one I'm going to add beauty. And you could add a flower, you could add other stickers if you wanted. There's pretty much anything that you want. So there we go. We have one that says beauty, and I'm going to add destination to this one because it has a ticket on it. That's a great idea. There we go. So this one says destination, and I'll put it right here. And there we go. So we just made these adorable little faux Polaroids to use in your junk journals or in your crafting. I hope everybody likes that. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to Rachel's Super Cute Creations. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.